When you're thinking about a smart city, you get many specifications. One part is thinking about administration, doing a smart administration. The other one thinking about smart technology, having smart technology in the smart city. So I think it's important to understand, to have a common understanding of what is smart. And when we're talking about smart, we are really talking about what is smart for the citizens. And we see that that we have really to focus on what is the happiness of the citizens. The smart city should help to get more happiness to the people. And the other one is how can a smart city support the citizens to get a convenient living, to, let's say, to do more things in less time in a convenient way. So, and when you're coming from this headline, we can really define what is smart for smart metering. For example, there's an initiative from Diehl Group saying my sustainable living. And when you're talking about my sustainable living as part of smart city, we are talking about more transparency, for example, more transparency in consumption. And therefore, for example, we developed an app, an end consumer app, where the end consumer can really see what is my consumption, or my consumption of every day. And he can compare his consumption with people living around him, so that he get a good expression, or she get a good expression, do I really save resources, or do I not save resources, do I waste resources? And for example, this is also part of smart cities. On the other side, when you're talking about smart cities, for sure, you talk about a technology that helps you to, said before, to save resources. For example, to avoid leakages or to avoid the waste of water in the commercial areas, for example. If, for example, in a mall, the tap water is running and no one do observe it, then a smart meter can help to detect exactly this waste of water. And then it is a smart part in regard to the aspect we have talked before. And so when we're coming from the smart city aspect, as I have described before, I think a smart meter can really help to be a central part, really a central part for smart city. Maybe the starting point for smart city. Because when you're thinking about all of our installations, we have already installed, together with our partner Diehl Group here in the region, more than nearly 600,000 smart meters. And these smart meters are not only giving, as I said before, the consumption, but they have a lot of alarms, for example. And with these alarms, you can really start developing use cases, developing smart use cases. And so we think that the smart meter can really be the beginning, the start point for transferring or transform a city to a smart city. Yesterday there was a report on the radio what Diehl Group saved until now with the smart meters. They saved nearly 52.6 million dirham because of reducing water, of getting a better overview where's the leakage, and getting a better overview what's happening in their grid. So I think when you're talking about unlock of possibilities, I think this is a very good example. And the other point is they are also aware of leakages going on, and they can detect much faster the leakages in the grid, in the consumption, coming from the consumption side. And so, as I know, there were more than 3,000 issues for leakages, and this was only possible with the smart meters. So I think these are very good examples how to work with the smart meters. And as I said, it is not only the question of doing a consumption, but it's also a question of designing your grid for the future, because with the smart meters you get a very good overview where is the consumption and how is the consumption developing, and for that, or this data, taking these data could help to predict the future size of the grid. It makes really a difference if you have to dig a small or a big grid into the it makes really a difference if you have to install a small or a bigger pipe for a certain quarter, for example, to bring the water to the people. So this means these smart meter installations is not only for here and now, but it's also for the future and developing the future part for the grid. We have installed 1 million meters together with our partner Abu Naya. We had 700,000 meters last year, and we did another 300,000 in the last year. In the whole region, in the whole GCC, we have already installed 2.5 million meters. And so you can really say this region is, looking from the market side, much ahead to other regions, to other parts of the world. So I would say yes, there are still blind spots we have to see and we have to look on. But in total, I think the region is doing a very good approach for smart meters and installing of smart meters. Yeah, we just signed our contract with the partner Abu Naya, and now the line is shipped. We will do the installation by starting of next year, and we're going to have production start by, let's say, start of second quarter in 2019. It depends a little bit on the certifications we have to do. It depends a little bit on the time we need for that. But everything is on plan, and as I said, the line is shipped. It will reach Saudi by mid of November, and so we're going to start the setup of the machine by January. I think what we have to mention is really that we see this region as a really key region for us. That's the reason we strengthen our internal structure, and we strengthen our sales activities here in the region. Strengthen means that we want to give more technical support, that we want to give, that we want to gain a faster realization in the different projects, and that we want to make knowledge transfer to this region. And here you see that we see that only the installation of the smart meter is one step in a long way we can go and we have to go. So, as I said, the smart meter is one part of the chain. And we want to develop with our partners here in the region use cases where really we can save their problems. Means that the smart meter is, as you said before, is gaining data, is collecting data, and that we can really get data out of these out of the meters. And then analyzing these data and then really looking how can we, for example, make a prediction regarding consumption, how we can do a prediction regarding the water grid, the status of the water grid. So we are from the possibilities, we are just at the beginning. I would like to line out that we see also our social responsibility for this region here. We as a Diehl company, we are really looking for long-term partnerships. And long-term partnerships is not only to deliver hardware, but also to doing knowledge transfer. Knowledge transfer means that we want to help the people to understand the technology they bought, so that they can starting to develop on their own use cases, and that they can think about how can we solve the problem on our own. And therefore we want to install qualification programs for the people here in the region, and we want to install internships so that we get students here from the regions to Germany, and then to have them, for example, for 6 months in our facilities in Germany, in France or in Poland, so that they get a good overview of how our technology is working, and get a good overview how the metrology is working, and that they develop their own ideas for future use of this technology. So that is also, I think, an important part we should mention regarding what is our understanding to have a partner in this region.